Welcome everyone to the Nerd Nook. I'm your host Evan Teague. With me, like always, is Noah Bailey. So this past week, we finally got another good look at the new Superman costume. Um, we both had just kind of general, I'll say, lukewarm thoughts on the suit when it was first revealed. But now we got some new set leaks and like nothing official technically, but yeah, at least production has really ramped up. So we just got a lot of just uh, good looks at the suit on set. So if you could share your screen and pull up that first image, yeah, that right there. Um, it looks so much better in this kind of position. I don't know why they didn't try that in the
Yes.
first place.
And like the lighting, and you can actually see the colors.
Yeah, like there are so many things about this that just make it look so much better than the original we got. Which I need to remind you, the original picture wasn't some leak. It wasn't like some rendering or some drawing or like something that we shouldn't see. It was officially posted by James Gunn's Instagram account. Like he released that to the world looking like that. Um,
On purpose.
on purpose with like the weird like muted blue because it was battle damaged. Like you could barely even tell that he had the shorts on. Um, and I think the number one absolute weirdest thing about this images we're gonna look at today is, are you still there? Are you good?
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
in.
cool. Yeah, the number one
Yeah.
weirdest thing is the collar on the picture that he originally showed was so high up on his neck. Here, it's only hung
Mhm.
up like kind of around the neck, not up front. It looks so much better this way. Why did it look like that in the original picture?
Is it just me, or do you think that part was actually changed due to like response? Because
Maybe.
like the actual suit looking different, yeah, like the actual suit looking different for the most part, you could be like lighting or whatever, it was dark or something,
Right.
or battle damage. Color like length doesn't feel like it was like distorted. You know what I mean? That feels like that's just something that's different. So maybe they were like, people don't like this, and that's probably, or maybe it was something they kind of already were thinking about changing, and then after getting some backlash, like, okay, yeah, forget it, we're doing it back this way.
I I would agree with you if that was the main thing I heard complaints about. The main thing I heard complaints about for the
Yeah,
suit was the weird diluted colors, which people later figured out was, it being battle damaged, which again, I don't know why that was the first look, but whatever. Um, the fact that it didn't really look like
right.
it didn't really look like it fit him, even though like I don't know. It's a little unrealistic for an actual, practical suit to be skin tight like a Superman suit should look. Um, and also the weird lines that are still there on this suit, like that was another thing that people complained about. Which I think they look a lot better
Yeah.
here. Um, but at least those last two things still exist here. And I think it looks fine in this position. Like with him not sitting down, like in a position that would crease the collar and or like shoulders and legs and stuff. I think it looks better here. Maybe still looks a little loose on his wrist, but other than that, it's fine. But those lines around the collar and belly area are still there, and they didn't fix that. So I don't think that's why the collar changed. I didn't really hear people complain about that specifically, not as much anyway.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, but still, it's a thought. I have to say, I'm personally still not a fan of the lines in general. It just feels, I feel like the point of the Superman costume is it's supposed to be simple, and I feel like the lines are trying to make it more complicated than it needs to be because again, it is it's Superman, so
Right.
I don't know. It almost like I don't know. Some people say it kind of looks like one of those Guardians of the Galaxy costumes kind of thing, and it's kind of like, yeah, I
Mm.
kind of see it, but like this is Superman. You don't need all the extra stuff.
Yeah, like I kind of viewed this suit with the same opinion I have with the My Adventure with Superman suit, where like
Mm.
look at it visually, it looks exactly like Superman. All the Superman bits are there, the long cape, the trunks, the coloring is very, very good. However, that suit does have like weird lines on his belly area and his arms similar to this. And I've gotten used to that suit. So I think I'll get used to this, but it definitely isn't what I would initially choose if I were making this suit. But it's not terrible, but it definitely is at least a little distracting on first look.
Yeah, it throws me off. It's not. I mean, I don't. It sounds like something I don't think I'll get used to. I think I'll definitely, it'll be fine. But it's just kind of it's an initial reaction. But there's other stuff I really like about it, so it's kind of like a trade off.
Oh yeah, and there have been a bunch of other set photos and videos and everything since this initial batch
Mm-hmm.
that uh, show more of him in action, like show just a bunch of different stuff. We'll just be going over three specific ones. Could you go over to the next image? Yeah, that one. This one
Yeah. Okay.
confirms that he has the little symbol on his back of his cape, which I really like.
Love it. Love it.
Yes,
Very happy about that.
absolutely. And Mr. Terrific is looking great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To be fair, Mr. Sherbick's costume is pretty simple. It's kind of hard to mess that up, I would think. So,
that's
but
true.
still,
Yeah, yeah. I'm still very curious about what Hawk Girl and Nathan Fillion's Green Lantern are going to look like. Because I guarantee James is gonna knock it out of the park with them. I'm just curious about well, a is Nathan Fillion gonna have the Guy Gardner bowl cut, or is he gonna have like the more modern adaptation where it's just kind of like spiky, like kind of jumped up spiky hair. Like either way, it's fine. I really want to see him with the bowl cut.
want to see the. I mean, the bowl cut's iconic.
Yes, absolutely. I'm also curious, like, will the Hawk Girl, like, will they try to do something practical and then obviously enhance it with effects later, or will they just like have the wings be CG? Um, how will it compare to the Hawk Man from the Black Adam movie? Because like the movie, although it's not the best, the costuming and CG on this on like the main what's it called Justice Society is incredible. Um, so I hope I hope it at least looks comparable, like not exact, obviously. I hope it at least looks comparable to that.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, I think they'll make it work. But yeah, it looks really good in that Black Adam movie. I mean, especially Hawkman and also Doctor Fate look just excellent.
Yes.
So yeah, to kind of if they can kind of get to that level, it'd be really yeah. But I think something practical for Hawkgirl would be I would like it. Like I get, it obviously makes more sense to like, CG enhancements and stuff, but I think I like way lean into the practical and kind of have just more use the CG more as like a extra boost, whereas versus just all of it.
Yeah, I agree. Um, and lastly, go to the first image there. So yeah, this shows a good side by side between his Clark Kent and his Superman, and I really like what they're going for with this color. You can see a little bit of a hunch. The glasses look good. The hair looks very different from his Superman hair, which is something, especially the New 52, never really did very well. Like the his hair just always just more or less looked like Superman's hair. So I really like everything they're going for with Clark here.
Yeah, I feel like in more modern adaptations, it's kind of just become Superman is just Clark is just Superman without glasses on or
Right.
with glasses on. Whereas, and more, back with like the Christopher Reeve days, so it was more of a like I don't want to say routine, but there was more into it than just hiding in plain sight. Basically, it was like, like he's like, the hunch, bigger clothes, not as, you know what I mean? 'Cause it's like, it makes way more sense and believable because, like, if Superman's this giant buff guy, even if he wears glasses, you're not going to be like, that's not him. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, come on, he probably is, versus someone who
Mm,
goes out of their way to kind of look missable.
right. But yeah, I like how. So my number one issue in general with the collar that goes up super high is the fact that it will be hard for or Clark to hide that when he's not Superman. Like it's
Mm.
hard to like rip it open and it just not like it not as being exposed all the time, but like his collar rides up pretty high on his neck when he's Clark, and his like suit jacket is very baggy. So I just
Mm.
it seems like they're doing everything they can to like to to put on that persona very well, and I like that.
Agreed. It very much works with the kind of comic adaptation. Like, I doubt they're gonna actually make him wear the costume underneath, but like, you imagine how cool that'd be.
Right? Yes. But yeah, I'm liking everything I've seen so far. I've also gotten a bunch of pics of the rest of the Daily Planet crew. Lois and like her purple suit from the anime series, great. Jimmy, Perry White, the others, like they just all look exactly how you would expect them to look, and it's looking pretty good so far. So I'm excited.
So far, yeah, I'm very impressed so far. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you can bring us back. We'll move on to our next topic. Okay, hopefully our video will stabilize now that that's over. Sticking with DC stuff, the first trailer for Batman the Caped Crusader came out last week as well. What are your thoughts on that?
So I kind of like what I'm seeing.
Okay, let's try that again. Thoughts on the Caped Crusader?
Okay. Yeah, I like the trailer so far. It kind of is doing the kind of old timey kind of like I think it's supposed to be like what 60s kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Older, but still interesting. It's going to be more, definitely thinks it's going to be more like mystery based, more gangster based, stuff like that. More,
Mm,
instead of like the higher level things, which I'm all for. And it's been a while since, again, like it's been 10 years since we've had a like dedicated Batman show almost. So, like,
yeah.
yeah, I definitely feel like it's about that time. And it's supposed to come out next month, I believe, right? From the
August
trailer. So,
1st. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So, really excited. Really want to see how it starts out, and yeah, who knows? This could be a big step for Batman.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna give a little bit of a compliment sandwich here. So the first compliment, I really like Batman's voice actor. I don't remember his name, I didn't write it down, but
Hmm.
I really like how he sounds. Like it doesn't really sound like any one other Batman before, but it still sounds like Batman somehow, and I really like just like his inflections and just his general tone and attitude. Um, I don't really like Two Face. Every other villain in the show so far looks really good. Two Face looks a little phoned in. Like it's just a guy's face with like a couple of holes in it. It's a little I don't know. It's not. It doesn't really look. If you didn't tell me, if I like, I was able to. to like interpret that as Two-Face, but you could, I don't know, like it doesn't scream Two-Face. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Like yeah, like I know the general like atmosphere of the show is a little more subdued than other things, but like I don't know, like I like it when the face is a completely different color or like like very disfigured to the point where even like his hair is different. Just I don't know. It doesn't really look like a full like it could be its own character. It's just a little, you know, just a little bit. But maybe it'll get worse as the show goes. I'm not sure. But like from that one instance we saw of him, didn't really love that. However, I did really like every other villain we saw. I really liked how Clayface, we're gonna see him in his actor form, and then like I think we saw him like transform a little bit, but like his like actor serial killer form first. Um, I really like Harley Quinn's interpretation. I really
Mhm.
like. I assume that's onomatopoeia, like the guy with the circle on his head.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Like at first I thought Deadshot since he said bang, and I was like, oh wait, onomatopoeia would say bang, but like they both say bang, so it's not really. I think it's onomatopoeia. Um, but like if you could do him, like
This is
actually
this
make,
is-
hmm?
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, if you could do onomatopoeia, like and make him like an actually intimidating villain, like that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty good pull. That's a pretty deep, you know, Advil has not really been used much, especially lately. So that's a
Hmm.
pretty solid move, I would think.
Yeah,
And they had like Scarecrow, he looks pretty good. There was a couple like
yeah. I kind of hope we don't see Joker until either like the very end of the season or don't even see him until some point next season. Like I don't think you need Joker yet. That makes sense.
agreed. And I think
Yeah.
yeah, and I think that's probably what they're going, especially him not appearing at all in this trailer. I feel like that's definitely like a something they could maybe save for like a season two or something like that. Because I mean, again, like as we know, Batman has an enormous rogues gallery with a ton of great villains, and there's plenty he doesn't need to touch on right now. So I think
Right.
it'll be save like Joker and some of the other ones for later. But I mean, they have a lot now. It was like Catwoman, Two Face, Scarecrow,
Penguin.
Onomatopoeia, Penguin, Firefly was in there.
Mm,
It was,
yes.
you know what I mean? And so like that's
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited to watch it. Um, however, they are doing the first season of an Amazon show thing where they released all episodes on one day. I don't know why they insist on doing this, but it'll all be
huh.
there on August 1st. So,
And how many episodes is this?
uh, it's either 8 or 10. Most Amazon shows are 8. That's probably 8.
I mean, I I mean, again, I see both sides of the argument, but I'm not going to be mad about getting more content faster.
No, I'm more. It's not so much on my side. Like I really enjoyed basically binge watching the Fallout show. However, my enjoyment of it wouldn't have decreased over 7 weeks of watching it. Like The Boys is streaming right now, and I really enjoy coming back every week to find out what happens next. Um, so like I really personally prefer the Disney Plus strategy where they premiere 2 episodes at the first and then one a week from there. Um, because like you get that hit of two really good episodes, ideally two really good episodes first to get you hooked, and then a week from there, mostly just so that it just stays in the cultural zeitgeist for longer. Because
Hmm.
like people still bring up the Fallout show every now and then, but like if it had been a weekly show, I really think it would have been even stronger like week to week. Um, so and with My Adventures of Superman, every Sunday my Twitter feed is just full of people talking about the new episode. Like that kind of thing could have happened with Batman as well, and that just feels very cool to have a
Hmm.
Batman and a Superman show going, more or less simultaneously.
Yeah, agreed, and that would be really cool to have. But yeah, I guess it's like one of those things where it's like it's definitely better for the show's longevity. Like you said, people keep talking about it, but at the same time, yeah, I mean it's better for us in the moment, but yeah, it's better for the show to keep doing that way. But I guess they're kind of just getting it out there just to get it out there. I'm not sure what the thinking behind this is, but hey,
I
if
mean, it's
it's
worked
really
for
good,
them
I feel like it wouldn't matter.
exactly. It's worked for them with every other Amazon show. That's how they did it with The Boys. I think it was Reacher. Like those shows got multiple other seasons, so it's as long as they keep doing it where the first season is the only one that releases all at the same time, I'll be more or less fine with it. But yeah, like you said, I'm not gonna say no to a bunch of Batman content in one day. I'm not gonna say no to that, but I just like seeing people talk about stuff I like, for as long as possible. So, um,
Right, and it kind of helps the culture, makes it more, yeah, make keeps it relevant longer, essentially.
yeah, and it's Batman, so it's not like it's gonna be not relevant at any point. But yeah, like you said, this is the first new Batman focused TV show in over 10 years. So I would have liked for if it could have this big, spectacular splash, but and it still might. Like it still, come December, it still potentially could. People could still be talking about it, but I'm not sure. But I am very excited to watch it on August 1st. So good.
Okay.
Moving over to Disney stuff. Um, So we've had to delay this episode of the podcast a couple of times. And every time we're about to start it, I have to update the numbers of this next topic here. So
Oh
last
boy.
week we talked about the fact that Inside Out 2 was already the highest grossing movie of 2024. In just 2 weekends, it broke $720 million. And then a week after that,
Whoa.
the next Sunday, it made over 900. And now it's the first movie since Barbie to break $1 billion in the box office.
Already?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. After just
Woo!
3 weekends, $1 billion, the fastest animated movie to ever get there. Uh, yeah, it's already in the top seven Pixar movies, or I think it's only one of seven. Hang on, is it seven Pixar movies? We got Incredibles 2, Toy Story 4 and 3, which 4 does not deserve that. Finding Dory, maybe only five. Think of any others. Um, yeah,
Any of the
maybe.
Cars movies, maybe? I don't know.
No, they would did well, but they never did billions. Um, so yeah, it's it's making a lot of money.
I
Good for
see.
them. Um, yeah, like that's just the benefit of releasing a kids movie over the summer. Like, you know, they're out of
Yeah.
school, they're with their grandparents. They can go take them to see a movie and like during the weekday as opposed to having to wait until the weekend to get that revenue because during like the during the spring and fall times, generally speaking, um, movies movies don't tend to continue to break records throughout a week. It's only on a weekend, and then the next weekend it's like, oh, it broke this record by like having like this amount of staying power as opposed to the week prior, but like it went up over 100 million in just a couple of days. Was 900 on Saturday, and then it's a billion today. So yeah,
Jeez.
it's doing well.
Have you seen this?
I'm seeing it on Thursday.
Like the movie? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I saw it. Not. Oh, I saw it the week. I saw. I think the Monday or Tuesday after opening weekend.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited to go see it.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
Hopefully, seeing a movie on the 4th won't be a mistake, but we'll see. That feels like a day a lot of people go see the movies, but yeah, oh, I'll be fine.
it's been out for a while. It'll be fine. It is really solid. I think you'll enjoy it. I Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I did not see this coming. I thought for sure Inside Out would do well, but I didn't even think it would pass the original, which made about 800 something. I thought it would cap around there. Just I think I went over this last time. There was just a lot of factors that just maybe not think a Pixar movie, even a sequel to a good movie, would do that well in this current market. But it is so
We
cool.
are.
Yeah. Um, like I don't think Despicable Me 4 is gonna really even though those movies also can get big, I don't really think that movie's gonna make as big of a splash as I'm sure Illumination is hoping. I'm still staying firm on Deadpool Wolverine being the highest grossing movie of the year. Um, so
Yeah.
we'll see if it tracks higher opening weekend than Inside Out 2 did. I think then it has a higher chance of passing it. However, kids movies technically have a higher ceiling than rated R movies generally do. So like if this movie continues to do well and it breaks like 1.3, 1.4, it might be a coin flip, honestly.
It's getting to the point where it's kind of like, I mean, can you really even beat this? So,
Right. Because
see, I mean, it's
currently,
doing
as
amazing.
far as I'm pretty sure, The Joker is the highest grossing rated R movie. That movie just barely broke a billion. It was like 1.01 billion or something. Um, and like I fully expect Deadpool Wolverine to break that. But
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, but I don't know, how much higher it can go with how good Inside Out 2 is doing. I don't know if it actually can get higher. Like I don't know if just I mean then again like a lot of this I have a lot of like similar reservations that are going against Deadpool and Wolverine, like superhero fatigue, MCU fatigue, just general Disney fatigue. But those just same kind of things also were going against Inside Out with you know them devaluing Pixar as a brand with Disney Plus releases, uh, people who's not being satisfied with how Disney's doing things in general. Just there's a lot of things going against that movie also, but it is doing well. So, like I said, it's really a coin flip, but I'm staying firm with Deadpool.
Yeah, I agree. I think Deadpool with like, There's too many factors between like Hugh Jackman coming back, the potential MCU connections, and just I think also being a summer movie and being a movie that everyone's gonna go see again. Like I know Inside Out's a a kids movie that everyone wants to see, but I think Deadpool kind of I feel like this most of the same audience will see that, and a lot of other people who didn't see this will see Deadpool too. So we'll
Right.
see.
That makes sense. Um, yeah, the marketing for that movie has been ramping up, and like I've liked everything I've seen so far. I'm still fully expecting that the vast majority of the stuff we've seen is from like the first third ish. Like they're not showing a huge chunk of this movie that's gonna have something crazy happening. So
I mean, it's the same 3 or 4 scenes in every trailer, every
uh,
TV spot, and everything. So that's a really good sign in my book.
and like you could argue, oh, Deadpool does this all the time. Like the first one, there's only really like three set pieces, but this movie has, I think, tripled the budget of the first Deadpool. So, um, so yeah, it's. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more than just that forest and that desert. I think there's going to be a couple more things going on.
Definitely could. I'm excited.
Last bit of Disney stuff. Um, so Ahsoka 2 was officially confirmed a couple of months ago, and people were speculating about what they were going to do with Balin's character, considering Ray Stevenson unfortunately passed away before the show even aired. And it has been confirmed that uh, he will be recast for Ahsoka season 2. So they'll try to find someone else
Okay.
to try to do as good a performance he did for the character. So yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's the
I
right
mean,
decision. Because like I feel like that character was clearly set up to be a very important part of that story. Like he was the last thing that you
right.
saw from that show. Like it feels like, oh, he died off screen. That would be weird and bad. I don't think that's how you should do that. Um, however, and let me know if this feels wrong to you, but I feel like I don't know the best way to say this, but I feel like whenever a prominent black actor dies, they don't recast the character. But when it's a white guy, they have no issues recasting the character. And I'm just curious, like, why
Hmm.
you would think that is. Because obviously, Chadwick Boseman, they didn't recast Black Panther. I can't
Right.
remember his name, but the guy who plays he's one of the guys from Gen V. Uh, he died in a motorcycle accident, and he like they're just writing off that character, saying that he died off screen. Like that, like they even like reference that character in a recent episode of The Boys. But then when Gen V season 2 comes out next year, he just won't be in it. Like I don't know, like that. I don't know why it's okay to essentially write off that character. Like that almost feels more disrespectful than in certain contexts than just recasting. But like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's interesting. I think it's very character to character specific. I'll admit I haven't seen The Boys, but I feel like that one would definitely be more recastable. I think the Black Panther thing is more about just. I think one, I think it'd be hard to do, and two, I think Chadwick Boseman also really kind of embodied the character a lot better than a lot of people expected. And also, he's played a lot of like, I guess, like a lot of like really impactful black roles, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak, because he's played like like 42 and James Brown and all these a lot of very like black eccentric roles, and being like the first really big black superhero, kind of I think was kind of a part of that. So they kind of left it there. As far as like other than like roles like that, or like really iconic roles, like or like kind of like the Heath Ledger thing with, obviously they're not going to put, even though he was supposed to be in the next movie, they're like, well, we're not going to do that because that's just a disservice, so we'll just put, back Jonathan Crane instead. But kind of like I feel like it's I don't think it's necessarily a race thing personally. I think it's more just if the character feels too iconic. Or also one thing to consider is also maybe how the cast would feel about it. Like would
Mm,
how would
that's a good
people
point.
respond to like, hey, this friend, this person we had here, do we as a group feel comfortable kind of passing on his work, his legacy to somebody else? And maybe they don't think so. And maybe like for Gen V, maybe that's kind of what the cast thought. Like, no, we don't want to just like this whoever this guy is replaceable, or he's this was our friend, this was our coworker. We really worked with that person, and we'd rather not do this with anyone than do it with someone to kind of just right past him and just kind of make his passing, seamless. So
See.
there's probably more context to it.
Yeah, that okay, that makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah. Um, yeah, like especially with someone like Ray Stevenson, which everyone like in the Ahsoka cast, say he was just an incredible person to work with. Like I hope the person they pick like lives up to to everything the character and the person stood for, and it just like it is a case by case basis. Like these are those are just two examples kind of recently that just maybe I don't know. It was just it's just very interesting to something I would just observe. But you brought up some very good points about like I'm sure there was some stuff behind the scenes that led to those decisions. But yeah, regardless, it's
Mm-hmm.
like I like that character, and so it's good that that character can proceed, you know, without him. So that's
Yeah. And like you said too, it very clearly was kind of put that like he's going to be an essential part going forward. And obviously, if not, they'll probably, if they didn't recast or didn't, move on with this character, they'd probably have to completely rework everything they were planning to do. So that's probably, long term, it's probably the right move, even though it is unfortunate to go on without Ray Stevenson. But
yeah,
I think it's necessary to eventually tell the story Dave wants to tell. So
right, yeah, yeah. I don't know if we have a date for Ahsoka season two. I imagine that's probably a 2026 show at this point.
mm.
But although the Mandalorian movie is coming out 2026, so this might want to come out before then. I don't know. Well,
Or
I'm sure we'll
both.
get more at the D23 or some event like that this year. So,
Mm-hmm.
last topic for you. Um, Redbox has filed for bankruptcy. Did,
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot Redbox exists.
it's not a service that
Oh, I
I
haven't
ever
heard that name
used.
in a long time.
Yeah, like especially in the era of streaming, it is a very yeah, I don't even know the right word for it. Outdated
Obsolete.
way of doing things. Like Blockbuster died like over 10 years ago, and Redbox has been trying to do their thing since then. It's no. Apparently, they owe over $1 billion in debt to companies like Walmart, Walgreens, Universal, Sony, and Warner Brothers. So,
Ooh. Well, they had a good run. They had a good run. I'm not gonna lie.
it,
Redbox initially came out of nowhere,
mhm.
and kind of put. I'm not gonna lie. Like along with Netflix, they kind of helped put Blockbuster in the ground because for a while I was going
Yeah.
to go into Blockbuster slash whatever video store, but
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. Ever since Netflix took off, like I guess 8, 9 years ago, however long it's been since streaming's kind of been mainstream. Yeah, Redbox, I kind of forgot existed. I'm not gonna lie. Especially like now, I feel like with how fast stuff goes, like we talked about this, how stuff goes from theater to streaming. There's no window for Redbox because that was kind of their original thing. Like
Mm,
they would get the movies first, and you would get
right.
them for like a night or two. And then like, but now, something's out of the theater, it's on streaming within a week, and then sometimes on streaming while still in the theater, which is crazy to me. And
Yeah.
then it's just kind of like,
Yeah, apparently the new Quiet Place prequel movie, that movie made pretty much double its budget opening weekend, yet it's going to streaming in 2 weeks. Like, why would you do that? This movie that's doing very well at the box office, you're like, now we're just gonna like you can't like it's one thing to be satisfied with profits, but another thing to be like, let's get as much money as we can in this initial market and then as much as we can in the supplemental markets. Like, why would you do that?
it could be a case where they kind of had a pre-release agreement with Max or whoever, where it was like, hey, after this many weeks, we have to put it on streaming. But I don't know if that's even the thing. But like, that's the only thing I could think of that makes
Oh,
any
you're right. I
sense.
could I could totally see whoever released it. Like, think it's because of the way the box office is doing right now, think that it's not going to do that well, so they go ahead and cut like a like a
Mm-hmm.
you know tens of millions of dollar deal with whatever service to get it exclusively. So yeah, that makes total sense. That absolutely happened. Yeah, and then
But
it
I mean, that's
it
good is
floppled
doing
at the end.
well.
Yeah, like I guess it's in a way it's good for the studio that it is doing well. So then they're basically getting that money twice, but but they could have, but they potentially could make that money organically just by being in theaters. So,
I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, they still doubled their budget. So I mean, that's still most likely going to greenlight another one, which
mhm.
will make even more money. So
Yeah.
probably.
Um, but yeah, yeah, the writing's been a law for companies like Redbox for a while now. Um, like
Oh yeah.
obviously people still really like physical media. They still want you know, to own things. And we're gonna do a renting stuff from Redbox, but the idea was still there. Where like you at least had it for you know a period of time. And streaming just definitely isn't the same, but it like when it's just at your fingertips at home, like more often than not, if you are standing in front of a red box, and like you see all the movies there, and you see one you like, you could just like go in an app on your phone, probably find the movie for free on Peacock or whatever service you have. And you're like, oh, I'll just watch it there when I get home, and then there you go. So yeah, not a great plan.
Yeah. I mean, no, but who knows?
Yeah. Oh well. Um, yeah, I think that's all I have for today. Anything else you want to bring up or discuss?
I do have one thing that I think is pretty awesome. So it had been rumored for a while, but it was confirmed over this weekend with like the release of the finale that Demon Slayer's the final arc, the Infinity Castle arc, is going to be released in a three-movie trilogy, which is like the coolest thing I've ever heard. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah. The nerd senses are tingling, man. I'm very excited. So
Yeah, and like the one Demon Slayer movie that I saw was very good. So three of those
yep.
to round out a series, that's exciting. Absolutely.
So cool. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm really excited. It's just like we win it, man.
Mhm.
This is good stuff.
Yeah, that's a show I need to watch more of. I watched through season two and then just kind of fell off it, but I need to get back on that train because like I know it's good. Everyone used to like you, my brother, everyone told me it's good.
Is
Like, I know it's good. Season two is good. I just need to just start it and then binge it.
it's
But
okay. It's okay.
I get it. Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, the thing is, especially with anime, you just know there's great stuff just waiting for you.
Yeah,
And it's just kind of
it's
like
not going
it'll be
anywhere.
there. It's okay.
Yeah.
Crunchyroll's not going anywhere. Like I mean, like I just got me and my brother just watched Vinland Saga. I'm like,
Mm,
how was I not watching? This show's amazing. How was I not
right.
watching this until recently? And it's just like it was just there. Like
Yeah. Yeah. And like especially now that uh, Crunchyroll and Funimation merged, Crunchyroll just has literally everything outside of the couple of shows that are exclusive to Disney or Hulu, but that's like four shows. So yeah, it's all right there. Good.
glorious.
Anything else?
That's all I've got.
All right. So with that, we will see you all next time.
Take care.